Why, hello and welcome everybody. It is Pohx again. So today we're going to go ahead and talk about the build I'm going to be playing for the Path of Exile Prophecy release, which is actually in 41 minutes. Now this video is going to be recorded live, so there may be some, up and down here or there. I may answer a question in chat, so please be aware of that. And this is just a simple rough draft of my build because I haven't made it yet. It's just a build that I plan on doing. And my phone is telling me that it's time to wake up. Hold on, guys. I need to wake up really fast. Give me 1 second. Okay, thank you, phone. Good job. Alright, guys, so we woke up. Now that we woke up, we are officially ready to go. Alright, so the reason why we're playing a Blade Vortex Inquisitor, which is the goal of the character, is so that we can pretty much bypass majority of we can bypass pretty much any elemental resistance penalty, and we can scale our character through through sheer crit and damage. So again, the reason as to why that works, I'm going to show you guys here really fast. I know I've talked about this numerous times, but just a simple little rundown of it is Inevitable Judgment, which you get from the Hierophant, sorry, not Hierophant, the Inquisitor. Critical strikes ignore enemy elemental resistance. So the goal is to get as high crit cap as possible while penetrating enemy elemental resistance. It is not a build I'd recommend for newer players because you do have to basically go from Templar all the way to Shadow, but it's something I'd like to try. The links that we're going to be using are totally up for debate. You can use whatever you want. I'm using Blade Vortex, Echo, Increased Crit, Life Leech, Duration, Added Fire. I'll probably swap something out in there or here or there. I don't plan on using Ink AoE because the goal is to use a Moonbender with a Divnaris. Moonbender is an axe, I think it's called, which I showed in my previous video, which I'd recommend for you guys to watch if you don't really understand the build. And what it does is it gives you basically 50% of your physical conversion is split between cold and lightning. So it's basically like a Fizz the Lightning, except it's physical and cold. It's lightning and cold, so it's 25-25. Now, the way we're going to be building the tree, there's a couple ways to do it. You could go multi-curse and etc. So what I have set for right now is a build at 106 points that gets 188% life, and we get no reservation. So we're still able to run Hatred and Blasphemy. Hatred and Blasphemy should be about 85%.
Well, it's about tree fitting.
My face when donation, Kappa. Much appreciated, my buddy nerds.
I'm obviously the guy who ruins the YouTube vid.
Thank you, my buddy. Much appreciated, bro. I'll get to you after this. But anyway, moving on into it, I'm going to go ahead and explain the little build breakdown and what we're going to need to run. So since we only have 2% leech, we are going to need to run...
It's about tree fitting.
My face when? We are going to need to run...
am I interrupting something? Kappa Pohx want Poduk.
My buddy Deathwolf, thank you for the $45 donation. Thank you guys for giving me $65. I just really need to explain my build. That's all I want to do. Even though the video is only going to make $1, I just really got to get this out to my audience. But thank you so much, everybody. Anyway, let's go ahead and do the breakdown. The curses that we're going to use, I'm going to use a Dodre's Ring to give me multi-curse. So I'm going to run Enfeeble on Blasphemy. If you want to do Blade Vortex Curse on hit, you do what you want to do. I'm just going to make it really simple. Enfeeble's on Blasphemy, so everything's hit by Enfeeble. Warlords is on Self-Cast. You have AoE, you're going Blade Vortex. I want to try self-casting. We haven't done self-casting in like 2 years. So you just Warlords every pack and Enfeeble's always on. And then for your power charges, you have a curse on, not a curse on hit, but you have power charge on crit Blade Vortex. So let's go ahead and bring this up, and I'm going to try to build it for you guys. So this actual build layout is going to be linked on the video once it's done. But for now, I'm going to try to build it and explain the process. As for your bandits, it's really simple. If you're life-based, you play Oak. If you want cast speed, get a Lyra. If not, kill everybody. And you want to grab a power charge from a Lyra as well and Merciless. So here we go, boys. Now, last thing. For Inquisitor, you want to go into Augury of Penitence. I know that you guys in YouTube have told me how to pronounce this about 95 times, and I still haven't fixed it. But it allows you to deal more elemental damage as a multiplier and take less damage as a melee character. Inevitable Judgment, obviously, we talked about. And Instruments of Virtue gives you 34% cast speed if you attack recently. Did you know that Whirling Blade is considered an attack? And you gain 30% spell damage for casting a spell, aka Blade Vortex is a spell. So, here we go, boys. We're going to start off with Templar, go into the elemental damage, branch out into the spell damage. Retribution's a good point. Grab Amplify, pick up Discipline and Training. For the beginning, you can grab Life Regen off Sanctity if you choose to. Also, for really good damage and helpful early game, you can grab the Elemental Damage plus Elementalist, which gives all res, and grab Light of Divinity. This will be respec later, if you choose to. We're going to move across, grab our Quick Recovery, potentially grab our Jewel right here, whether you want to put a Dex all-res Jewel or the Cobalt Jewel at the beginning for elemental damage and mana regen. We're going to go ahead and break our way through. Occultist Dominion, grab Annihilation, move across, grab Life. Now, what I'd also recommend, this is totally up to you, but I would highly recommend this, is after you grab Blast Radius, I would recommend, if you want the deeps, grab Elemental Overload and Mental Rapidity and respec this later. The reason why is each Blade Vortex has a chance to crit, and because each one has a chance to crit, your Elemental Overload, even at low level, will be up, and you don't really have crit multiplier at the beginning of the game. So I think this is a very good way, a very good approach to it. We're going to move across, grab Deep Wisdom, grab your life here, move across again, grab a Jewel if you have the Jewel. You have two choices of coming up through here or down to the other one. So let's move across, grab your life, grab Doomcast. Again, once you start getting a decent amount of crit multi, you want to drop Elemental Overload, but you don't need that again until you have the crit multi, basically. Grab Assassination through Trickery, Blood Siphon, get Volpact whenever you feel Reflect is scary, and now it's time to fill in your life nodes. So we're gonna go Will of Blades, JK, that's not life. Connect through here, drop the top one, grab your life. Let's see, search life. Let's see if I missed anything. L-I-F-E. Should be good. Move down. Grab your Potency of Will. I'd actually grab this relatively early as well. You might want to actually grab Potency of Will after Blast Radius. So before you actually pick up crit here. Move downward. Life, 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 life. You could get Path of the Warrior as well. Grabbing Precision in the early game isn't bad. By this point in time, I'm going to respec this. Potentially drop Area of Effect as well. We've got a life node here. We're good here. This is pretty shit life, honestly. You can grab Force Shaper if you want. I don't really want to use it. And then the last parts to finish up the build, you can see if you look at the actual original one, there are a few points that I may or may not have. Like I pick up Deep Wisdom. And the ending of the build after 107, if you choose to take it this far, is probably, I don't know if I like this, but 1, 2, 3, Harrier, Spell Damage, Jewel, Hired Killer, True Strike, build's done. And this is a 202% life. Now, you are going to be sacrificing 2 pieces of gear if you choose to play it the way I am. The goal, again, is Moonbenders, which I was talking to you guys about before. I'm going to pull them up and show you right now. This is a Moonbender's Wing. JK, that's actually important. It gives you 25% of physical damage converted to lightning and 25% of physical converted to cold. You know I said these backwards. So that plus a fizz to lightning pretty much makes up for it. So you're done. Does that make sense? Like you don't have to worry about anything else. You just fizz the lightning in that, you're 100% conversion. The last weapon you're gonna dual wield with it. Elemental Overload's still on? What if I told you it's important that you use Elemental Overload with everything else? Okay, next up is the Divnaris, which gives you 100% spell crit, 70% spell damage, life and mana gain on kills whatever, global crit, and 10% radius. By using a Divnaris, it gives you access to Whirling Blades. Whirling Blades is considered an attack, which procs the Instruments of Virtue 30% increased casting speed. So that's the purpose of doing this. And then, of course, you get the multiplier to attack speed, and you get block chance due to dual wielding. If you don't want to use a Divnaris, you have other options. Just use a rare shield with life and spell crit, for example. Alright, so lastly, like I said, let's pull out the Elemental Overload. Now, there is something I forgot. I don't know what it is. Again, if you just watch the video, it'll cover it for you, but there is definitely something that I'm missing on my character, and I don't know what it is, but it's probably really important. You know what? Let's actually see what I was missing. Let's click it right now. Oh, yeah, okay. So I missed the power charge plus Jewel here. That's pretty much about it. So that's pretty much the build. Like I said, this is the optional part here. So I'm going to go ahead and drop you guys this build link again. I think I went over the links here, and these links are actually not right because you need to use a Fizz the Lightning. So let's do it like this. Blade Vortex, Echo, increased crit, life leech, fizz the lightning, duration. You could swap out duration for increased crit. It's really dependent on what you want to do here. This is totally up to you. If you don't like Divnaris, you could dual wield Moonmenders and drop fizz the lightning, for example. But that's totally really up to you on what you want to do. Anyway, this is going to be the build. Hope you guys like it. Hope it treats you well. Don't die to Elemental Reflect. And I hope to see you guys in the new league. Have a good one, everybody.